Lion's Den, powered by KCB Bank.
First to face our lions are two sisters seeking investment in their business idea that seeks to support girls and young women accessing a basic service and right.
Hello, I'm Faith Kimeu.
And I'm Linda Kimeu.
We have today the Dial Pad app. We'll have USSD codes for the non-smartphone users, and then we'll have our app for the smartphone users. Our app will be entailing in-app purchases and, of course, an interactive forum where these girls and the young women can get their questions answered by professional medical doctors. We can all agree that we have dealt with a grumpy sister, partner, colleague, and it can be very scary.
Yeah.
Even more scary than entering a lion's den. This is just a way of offering young Kenyan girls and women a platform to access their sanitary towels in a dignified manner. Also, we'll be able to mitigate emergencies. We are developing a prototype pad dispenser where you just enter your 20 bob coin and you get your pad.
So today we are here seeking 500,000 Kenya shillings in exchange for 25% equity in our business. So need a pad? Dial a pad.
Do you have any background in running a business, building applications?
We have no background in the technology kind of thing, where we don't know how to make the mobile application on our own, but we'll have to, yes, get somebody else to do it for us at a cost.
I'm looking, there's different segments of this market. You know, I play in this space, so I understand. From what I see, and you know, from what I see in the market is about 35 to 45, 8 to 10 pieces, depending, you know, they could be different sizes, lengths, thickness, right? But what would be just the distribution or the cost of delivering to the customer?
We are hoping to do mass deliveries so that having them together will actually even out the amount. So it's basically from 150 to 200 or 250.
But when you put a certain price point to the delivery of a pack, you're ruling out a majority of the market. Because in the mass market, we know that people are just scraping by to buy, for that 35 shillings to buy that packet every month. Some can't even afford it. So your target market is more premium. Am I right?
True.
How long does it take to get delivered?
30 minutes to an hour.
This would work only mostly for emergencies, right? Because otherwise, with my normal planning, I will know to go and buy it. So I would want it, if let's say we are here, I'd be like, oh, I need to dial. So if I order at 1 o'clock, then I'm getting it at 5 p.m. It kind of beats the purpose. I'll send a guy with a boda.
Our young female entrepreneurs face some tough questions on the costs and practicality of their business idea.
I'm listening, and I think what you definitely have identified, there's a need for people to feel differently, to access product differently. And I think you're trying to give a full solution. Where I see you coming in is with a message, with awareness raising, with educating. I think we need to be changing the world so that women don't feel it's undignified. You shouldn't feel ashamed to go into a supermarket and order pads. I think if you start to build a platform where people know they can go to for advice, then you get your revenues from the suppliers of the products who then advertise on those platforms.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely opportunities, but I don't see it in the way you've presented it. So for that reason, I'm out. But I want to encourage you to keep thinking about ways that you can really add value.
Can I just add to that? So you really need to think about how are you going to make this unique? Why are ladies going to come onto your site and you're going to be the number one choice for content, for experiences, for information, whatever it may be? Distribution costs and the complexity in distribution, especially door-to-door, cannot be underestimated. It is very costly, it needs a lot of coordination, it's very complex. So I think you should really just focus on the content piece. I wish you all the very best with it. I think it needs a bit of tweaking in your strategy, but for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah, thank you.
I think this is to second my colleagues here. The product is not that it's not that unique in its own space. People are doing deliveries anyway. So it's probably think of how do you link up with people like that, and then you become a specialist in that space and add on more education around it, and being known as the go-to resource. So for that reason, I think I'm out.
3 lions quickly declare themselves out but offer important advice. Can they convince our 2 remaining lions?
Can I say this? How we're going to get the money from the app was basically through the sponsorship from the pad manufacturers, the ads from the pad manufacturers also, and the subscriptions, not even the delivery. That was the main key area how we're going to get money.
Subscriptions for?
For getting the info.
If you are expecting to get subscription, I think you better give your app for free. And look at getting the money from the advertising as opposed to subscription, because believe me, people will not subscribe. I mean, are highly unlikely to subscribe. But listen, it's a really great idea. I think if developed a bit more, you could get somebody interested, a lion interested in season 2. But I'm also out, sorry.
So you clearly have a lot of work to do. And there's very many different things you can do. I think you've been given a lot of advice by my fellow lions. I wish you all the best, but for now, I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
Having failed to properly think through their proposal, our entrepreneurs leave the den with no investment, but lots of encouragement from the lions.
We didn't execute it maybe as well as we had thought we would. Some nervousness there, but great advice from the lions.
We need to stop feeling embarrassed.
Exactly, it has nothing to do with it's a different target market. Maybe it's for the teenagers. Yeah, exactly.
So what's the next move from here?
Education, creating awareness around menstruation and menstrual matters.
Lions Den, powered by KCB Bank.